Hey guys. I know it's been months since I last posted, but I felt like now is a good time. Excuse my attire, this is my comfort zone clothes. A friend reminded me the other day that I'm like living in my comfort zone right now. So I've just been pondering on that and thinking about my next steps. But I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit just because I've been kind of conflicted since I started this podcast, and I definitely find myself at a crossroads and somewhere in between the person that I've always felt that I was supposed to be, or the person I wanted to be, and the person that I used to be versus the person that God has made me to be, or who I'm supposed to become in God's eyes. And for the most part, I've been in a season of solitude. And as I come out of that season and enter into the dating world, y'all, which has its own problems as it is without being a Christian woman, I just felt like, I don't know, like I wanted to come explain myself in some way, because I actually got my feelings hurt. Someone told me that I was too churchy to be of interest to them. And I was like, what? Too churchy? Like, I mean, I guess, like, I thought that was a good thing, personally. Like, I'd much rather be known for being churchy than being a whore. So, definitely progress, okay? But I just was like, that's really interesting, because I do have a wide variety of skill sets and a lot of interests, but I haven't been participating in those things lately. I've literally been diving so deep into the Word, and I'm on fire for the Lord right now, to where nothing else has been of interest. Like, and that excites my soul. Like, my spirit feels like joyful about that. So to be condemned for those things definitely made me feel some type of way. Like, I'm not gonna lie and pretend like I'm unbothered, because I was. And I actually sulked about it for a couple days. Like, am I not worthy of love? Am I just too far from the things of this world that I'm just gonna be alone with the Lord for the rest of my life? And I was really like contemplating these things and questioning my own worth. And I just really don't like being in that place. Like, I'm so grateful, and of the entire almost 32 years of life that I can remember having, it was very uneventful. Like, it was filled with tragedy, it was filled with sorrow and misery and shame. And I finally made it to a place of peace and a place of joy and a place of foundation. And I'm grateful for that. Like, I may not be financially, like, rich or have a huge career behind me. Like, I'm barely standing up straight. Like, I'm 32 and I'm barely standing up straight. Y'all, I've been barely making it most of my life. And not to like give full testimony right now, but I'm in a good place. And I'm not gonna allow this dating scene to take that away from me. If a man is so closed-minded to think that because I love the Lord and because the things I want to talk about are biblical and I'm excited about my membership at the church, because this is my first church home. Like, I've never served before. Like, these are all new things that I'm experiencing at this time in my life. And I want to share them because they brought me so much fruit, you know? And those that know. And those that don't, I pray that you will one day. But for anybody who thinks that they're going to hook me up or be matchmaker, please vet these candidates before sending them to me. Because I would very much like to avoid heartache in the future, if at all possible. But, I'm just here. I'm only human. I've lived over the majority of my life in sin. And to be choosing the path of righteousness, and although it is a narrow road, and I'm trying to stay on that road, I am aware that I step off that road, and that's not where I want to be. Like, I want to be on the road. I want to be right in God's eyes, and that is the only thing that concerns me. Like, everything else is under that. As much as I don't want to die, old barren lady, if that's the sacrifice I have to make in order to be in the presence of the Lord, like, that's what I'm going to do. Like, I'm going to make that sacrifice. And that is the definition of a living sacrifice, is that my life is not my own anymore. And the things that I find interest in, like painting or singing and cooking and baking and being of service to others, like, I'm gonna have to find a place for those things that is serving the Lord. I can't do things selfishly anymore. I can't fill my time with things that are feeding the flesh the way I used to. And so I'm not gonna apologize for this phase of my life. Like, yeah, I'm still figuring out exactly which direction I'm going, but I'm definitely not where I used to be. And I'm definitely moving forward, regardless of, from the outside looking in, how that looks. Like, I know, God knows, and those of you that have known me know. And I just wanted to go on record saying that, because at some point I will be the woman that God has made for me to be, because I'm on my way there. And I just want, I guess it's a little bit of vain and pride, or a little bit of vanity and pride in that, which I can admit, that I just want those that doubted me to be able to look back and be like, dang, I was one of those people that doubted her. And to repent from that. As selfish as that sounds, but I know I am an incredible person. Like, not in any type of self-centered way, but the things of my heart and the vision of the future that the Lord has given me in regards to my own self, I have faith that there's going to be some incredible things done in my life, and I'm just patiently waiting. Not waiting, twiddling my thumbs, but really taking the time to get to know the Lord and get to know Jesus and really understand and heal the parts of me that have been broken. And maybe I'm just not in a place to be dating right now, I guess. It's like what I'm coming to find. Because it's very triggering. Do I want to share this with the world? I have options, okay? And it's hard to be in this place and to know that above all, I want a man of God. Okay? That needs to be the foundation of any relationship that I find myself in the future. And so to meet a man and to be talking and getting to know each other, like, I need to know if you're going to be willing to submit to the Lord. Like, that is the most important thing. Yes, there are things aside from that, like getting to know each other and talking about our hobbies and our interests and our goals and all that. But if the Lord is not your foundation, I don't feel the need to want to open up to you and to share those parts of myself with you, because it's not gonna last. Like, I don't need to be making attachments that are not going to last. And that's just where I'm at. So for the ones that were scared away because I was too churchy, for them, you know, I forgive you. The Lord forgives you, because you know not what you do. And at some point in your life, you're going to be in a place, God willing, where you're going to be filled with his presence, and you're going to wish and pray for a woman of God. And I really want you to have her, because whoever my husband is, I'm just overly joyed to be becoming the woman that God has for me, so that I can be his, if that makes sense. Because the woman I was not worthy. Was not worthy of a man of God, and I just want more than anything to be worthy of a man of God, and to be a woman of God myself. So if that's a problem for any of y'all, good riddance, because I only want what is according to God's will for my life. And as repetitive as it may sound, to always be talking about God and Jesus and living my purpose, there's some people out there who understand how consuming it becomes to live your life for the Lord. And it's a beautiful thing. It really is a beautiful thing. And it just goes to show how many people are not. And it's really tragic, and it really pains me to know that we are in the last days, y'all. Like, yeah, we've been in the last days for 2025 years, but things are going to change, and things are going to be different, and I'm just grateful to be able to have a role in that. And I'm glad to be on the winning side. That's for sure. But I will definitely be getting my podcast up and running again. I know that I was 10 toes down when this thing started, but as I am pulled in multiple directions in the spiritual realm, I want to be secure in who I am before I come to you guys. And this was just my public service announcement update, just because I felt really heavy in my heart about it. And I just wanted to bring a little clarity out there. I still am working on my setup and, you know, just humaning this human existence to the best of my ability, but I have a whole list of topics that I want to talk about with you guys, and I want everything to get organized as much as possible, and I've been praying on it, and Ebony Sanctified is definitely still a work in progress. So thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. And I am glad that you guys are going to be a part of this journey with me. And it's a lot, but it's going to be great. Bless your hearts, y'all. Have a good night.